Hey, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Tech Talk. Obviously, you can see I'm a Bills fan here. I've got my Bills coffee cup, my Bills shirt. Special edition today. We laid the smackdown on the Pittsburgh Steelers, so big shout out to JA17. So appreciate you all tuning in today. We've got an action-packed sequence for you. We're going to be looking at a Statim 2000 that was sent in from Riverfront Dentistry. So I'm going to invite Ian up here to come and chat with us. They were having a water quality issue, so he's going to walk you through some steps and some things. So Ian, why don't you come on up? Give everybody a Go Bills.
Go Broncos.
Oh, man, that didn't work out how I anticipated. Okay. All right. So, Ian, this was, again, Riverfront Dental, Statim 2000.
Yep.
Water quality issue, something that does happen from time to time. Can you walk us through what you went over with the customer?
So, customer called in. They had a Statim 2000. They weren't sure of their version of software. So we were able to determine the version of software they have. You can do that by turning the unit off. And when you turn it back on, there's going to be a set of digits that display across the screen. The last 3 digits tell you your software. The ones that they had in particular were 501, which means that this is a Alex unit. So this right here is another unit with 5X software. So in order to change their water quality, we had to remove the top cover. There are 7 screws, 2 on either side and 3 in the back.
And real quick, Ian, just before you go ahead and finish with the cover here, water quality issues can go in 2 directions.
There can be too dirty or too clean.
Okay.
If it's too clean, it's going to say to refill your reservoir and empty your wastewater, even though there's water already in there. The too clean, the way that happens is the factory sets these to 30 parts per million. You can actually drop that down to 10 parts per million. Cleaner water will never hurt the Statim, dirtier water will. You can only adjust the low end and change that from 30 parts per million to 10 parts per million. You never want to adjust the high end, which is already preset to 180. If you go above the 180, then that can cause issues for your boiler.
So why don't we go ahead and take the cover off?
Okay.
We've already got this kind of preset up to make it a little bit easier, but we're going to take this cover off and Ian's going to go over the water quality piece with you.
So I have all 7 screws removed. I have room on the left side of the unit. I'll lift up on the back, slide the whole top cover forward a little bit, and it will just slide and sit next to the unit like so. Now, with the unit off, what we're going to do is I'm going to use one of the screws that was in this top cover, and I'm going to wedge it between the W1 pin right here. What that does is that completes the circuit. And now with the unit off, I'm going to press and hold my first 2 buttons, my unwrapped and my wrapped, and turn it on. And when you turn it on, you will see you have a high end and a low end. Your high end, if it is set to 30, you can drop that down to 10. In this customer's case, they had water, it was saying refill reservoir, empty wastewater. So they had water in here. Their water quality, what they were buying from the store, it was at 15 parts per million. So it was too clean and it was not registering. If it is saying water quality unacceptable, what that means is that the water that they're either buying or distilling themselves is too dirty. You can check that by doing this same procedure. It will tell you what your water quality is. So if that water quality is, we'll say 195, they need to drain their unit and go purchase another bottle of distilled water, preferably a different brand, because even though it is distilled, it can be too dirty from the distiller. It all depends on when their lines were cleaned and their bottling process.
Ian, thanks so much for the great explanation. Water quality issues, as I said, they do happen in both directions. Sometimes can be too dirty, sometimes can be too clean. If you're not familiar with this process and or you're not that comfortable, we always have our free tech support line, 704-966-1650. It's tech standing by to go over any of this with you. We can walk you through it right on the phone. Save yourself some money on a service call. Give our free tech support a call. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you, Ian, for showing us the ropes on the water quality, and hope you all have a great day and go Bills.